Hey folks, it's April 26th. My name is James. I'm the president of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers from Edmonton. It's a beautiful day today. If April showers get you May flowers, what does April snow get you? Probably hopefully a little bit less forest fires would be good. So today I want to talk to you about Canada Post's plans for the next decade. Canada Post has laid out a plan where they intend to eliminate 15,000 jobs over the next 5 years. They say that will be from attrition. And then 15,000 jobs for the 5 years after that. It's a lot of jobs. 30,000 jobs. There are 60,000 people who work for Canada Post, of which 75% are CUPW members, 10% are CPAA members. So 85% of the staff are responsible for actually sorting, bringing and delivering the mail to you, the consumer. But I'm not quite sure how those numbers are going to work out. How that's going to affect all of us is different. It's not quite clear to me. If it were to affect us proportionately, then we're going to lose 22,500 jobs, or approximately half the membership of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers, based off of Canada Post, though, numbers. I think it'll probably affect us a little bit more, the CPAA a little bit more, because if you've got 20 routes or 5 routes, you probably have a supervisor. So let's look at those numbers a little bit more closer detail. There are 12,400 letter carrier routes in Canada. That means there are 12,400 letter carriers, because each route needs to go out Monday to Friday every day. And then on top of that, approximately 1 in 15 relief people for covering vacations, personal days, leave, that sort of thing. And those are, so that makes our total what? 14,000? So that still leaves us shy 8,500 people. So if we go by the numbers they're projecting with CMB conversions, let's go high. Let's say we get rid of half of the routes in the country. That leaves us with 6,000 people cut. Well, that still leaves 12,500 jobs to cut. Well, let's take the MSCs, of which there are about 8,000 routes. Let's cut those in half. It's 4,000. So now we're at 10,000 jobs cut. Still 12,500 jobs to go. And there's 8,000 RSMCs, a little bit more than that. I don't see as many cuts here, though. They're such a competitive advantage for Canada Post. The simple fact that they don't have to buy vehicles for them, they don't have to insure those vehicles or pay for fuel or maintenance on those vehicles, is a massive competitive advantage for Canada Post. All they do is pay them the CRA mileage rate, which I think is probably a tax write-off for them anyway. So I don't see as many cuts in that regard. Maybe some based off of route losses as we transition from the Schedule A value to an hourly value, and increasing the number of routes that might be 8 hours. But in the city of Edmonton, they've pretty much already done that. Converted all the routes to as much as 8 hours as possible. So I don't see many losses there. So that leaves Group 1, Group 3, and Group 4. There's effectively an insignificant number of members in Group 3 and 4. There's maintenance people, electricians, mechanics, and the like. Obviously, there will be losses in those divisions as we decrease the number of vehicles that we have. For mechanics specifically. But that leaves Group 1. So are they intending on getting rid of 10,000 jobs that are Group 1? I'm not even sure if we have that many. Probably. But automation is coming, right? There is already automation in the plants. We've lost members over the decades, from the manual sorting days to the days where a machine would feed the letters individually to members, and the members would enter the postal code and it would get printed on and fired off down the chain, to now where there's 2 people on a machine that will sort thousands and thousands of pieces of mail per hour and sequence it for individual routes. The largest section right now, I think, is probably parcels, because there's a lot of manual labor involved in that. Because, you know, the barcode's generally only on one side of the parcel. If it comes in the wrong way, the machine can't read it. So people have to flip them over and move them along, and also sorting them in individual delivery zones as they come off the conveyor belt. But these things eventually could be automated, I guess, but they're making that prediction. So where are all these numbers coming from? One prediction that I've seen is that we could basically just get rid of letter carrying entirely. Go to highway services to deliver the mail, and then go to an Amazon model where they just sort the route at the plant, which was their plan with PO6s, which we managed to defeat currently in the contract engagements. And then they would they would deliver based on contractors, which I don't know if you want contractors delivering your government mail. So I'm not really sure where all those numbers are going to come from. So there's about 5,000 members of CPAA, but again, the numbers that I was talking about are not numbers that are coming from me. But does that mean that any town whatsoever that has a Shoppers Drug Mart or London Drugs will get a post office in there that'll be manned by people who are not CPW members, who are basically being outsourced work, although they've said they're not going to outsource any of our work if we accept this as a contract? Do you believe that? I don't believe it either. Does that mean all those offices are going to close? If there's a convenience store in your town that's willing to take on the post office, then, you know, the CPAA office will close. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. It's half the people that work for Canada Post. It's just a lot. And I have other concerns about that. Like, what about our pension? So our pension is funded it's very well funded, actually. It's 107% funded, I believe, as of, so if we just shut the lights off and locked up today, everybody would get the value that they're entitled to. As a going concern, which is the way pensions are generally rated, as people retire, other people come in to fill their places, it's like 125% funded. But it's so well funded that Canada Post has been apparently restricted from from contributing for the last several years, which I think is terrible. I think this is a way that governments get rid of pensions. They get rid of these things and force everybody to work until they die. And this is partly how they do it. Because right now the stock market is going well, so the funding is good, but we're invested in a number of stocks. If those stocks tank, then the value of our pension fund decreases as well. So they should be investing all the time into this pension, regardless of how well it's doing, so that when the time comes where the stock values will decrease, it could still be 100% funded. Because every time it's not 100% funded, they try to get rid of it. They always do. It was only very briefly on the table for us because they wanted all new people to go under a different pension system, which is the defined contribution rather than defined benefit. It does represent a lower liability for the company, but right now there is no liability. It's better than fully funded. But when I'm done, when I retire in 18 to 20 years, who's going to be paying for that? Right? Because if there's 30,000 people working for Canada Post in 10 years, paying for the 60,000 people who work for it now, I don't know how well that's going to go. Especially if Canada Post has been given this vacation. There's a lot here to discuss. There's a lot here to think about. There's a lot of answers that I don't have. But stick around. We'll explore some other stuff in the next few days, the next week. All right. Have a good day.